And this time, disciples asked Jesus how to achieve harmony. And he said, live simply. A beautiful, simple answer to a lot of peace. Stop chasing and hoping that things are gonna make us happy, that are outside us. Live simply. So if we focus on ourselves now, how would that be? What simply means? Like, what would it look like to actually drop the rush and the chase and the search, even this crazy spiritual search that often creates so much conflict and disharmony? Yeah, truth is very simple. Peace of God lives in us, in each of us. And when we reach it, the wisdom that comes from it is beyond speakable. And I had an interesting conversation the other day when I was exploring your Rancher book with some very long-term followers of the book, which is very beautiful to listen to and to share and to see what happens when someone's dedicated to this new Bible for 50 years, and the peace and the wisdom and this quiet joy and a radiant heart that doesn't need to prove anything. It was very beautiful, but came a subject on feeling, and it felt to me a little bit like, oh, that's not so important. And so I looked up the word feeling in your Rancher book, which showed up around 140 to 50 times. And I found some beautiful sections, and this is one of them. It says, "It is high time that man had a religious experience so personal and so sublime that it could be realized and expressed only by feelings that lie too deep for words." Knowing God is a quiet thing. There's no one to chase, no one to convince of anything. It's a quiet recognition of the love between the Father and the sonship, our Son. He created us in His own image, and there was such a beautiful section in your Rancher book. My God, if I can find it. It's a little bit wordy, but it's just so profound. But the technique of Trinitization, the Father diverts Himself into unqualified spirit personality, which is the Son. But in so doing, He constitutes Himself the Father of this very Son, and thereby possesses Himself an unlimited capacity to become the Divine Father of all subsequent created, eventuated, or other personalized types of intelligent will creatures. I mean, how beautiful is that? talking about, oh, live simply. And I pull on you the Urantia book. But it is, you know, by recognizing Father, we recognize the sonship, and by recognizing sonship, the Father becomes a knowable. It's like, you know, how well do you know your own Father? In many cases, and or, you know, the substitute fathers that were our mentors. We get to know them so closely, and it's always with the Father, it's always with the Father love, because ultimately it all is happening just within us. And it's so beautifully reflected and experienced if we allow this feeling quality into our life, so we can actually have the religious experience or experience of feeling of oneness with the Father, which is so beautiful. So live simply. I mean, how simple it is to just give love. It's nothing but a choice. It's like if Jesus gave love, what if I just give love? And that's it. Yeah, it's a choice. It's a profound choice. Because when we love everyone else, what do we receive? But most of all, as we love, we feel what we give. We feel this love within our heart. And that helps us to go into way, way deeper feelings that are simply too deep for words. And I read it again. It is a high time that man had a religious experience so personal and so sublime that it could be realized and expressed only. What does only means? And expressed, realized and expressed only by feelings that lie too deep for words. When we allow ourselves to heal the top layer of feelings that we so judged as bad, and we begin to then travel way deeper into the will, because that is the will of God, and it is the gifts there. They're already given. They're already in us. If God created us in God's image, which obviously is not some kind of shape and form, because otherwise everybody would look the same. We would be like some kind of robots, yeah. But God has many mansions, and so we all come with different gifts to share in the kingdom, to share amongst us, yeah. By oozing it, by feeling it for ourselves first. Because if you don't have, it's hard to give. The next one is, and this is to the question, how to achieve harmony. Yeah. Live simply. Don't hurt anyone. Don't hurt anyone. Again, this is pure choice. Decision to attack will create conflict. Decision not to creates harmony. And that is so beautiful when two decide that they're going to be, you know, hey, no matter what, let's just be the best friends we can be, and if something comes, we do our best to not hurt each other, just to find out why this is occurring and take full responsibility. So it's a choice, and this is Jesus speaking, saying, hey, don't hurt anyone. I mean, would Jesus say something like that? Love your brother as you love yourself, or even love your enemies. Love those that attack you. Yeah. Someone asked me a question the other day, and it's like, about the enemy. With the enemy, what's really important to look at is, why did I magnetize this particular situation to myself? So in that sense, it helps to look at where does this lie within myself that makes the world I see, that magnetizes to me, that brings me, you know, some schools say, you know, God brought this to me, but it's really, you know, what you hold within yourself, you will always magnetize to yourself. Like when I wasn't aware of my narcissistic tendencies, I saw narcissists here and there, and when I realized, when I look at it deeper, I get like, oh, I guess they're reflecting my narcissistic personality. So I had a look and just fully expressed, you know, to God or to Jesus or to anyone, say, hey, I've got this crazy narcissistic personality. And just by allowing it to be there and not condemning it, it vanished. And how did I know it vanished? I just don't seem to see any narcissistic people around me. Next one, to answer the question of how to achieve harmony. We're specifically looking how to find harmony, peace, alignment with others, alignment with all these myriads of ideas that float around us. So his answer is, don't envy. Just stop it. Don't envy. I mean, how clear is that? And I love the simplicity. Also in Bible, he never makes never-ending tirades. I mean, Jesus speaks in the Bible, you know, in red. There is not that much of it, really. All the rest is just the descriptions of others. But he himself said a few things, you know, like kingdom of heaven is within you. What? Yeah. And he also said, like, my kingdom is not of this world. And so that kingdom within us is way, way, way beyond this world. Because really this is just the beginning of an incredible journey. And if we don't envy, we don't. So just allow ourselves to not be envious, because that creates what? Conflict and desires for things that might never really fulfill us. Dedicate your life. How can we do things beautifully? How can we talk to our friends in a way that would bring them to their own heart? I was working with David Data, who's like a relationship coach and a really quite amazing teacher, and he taught me this beautiful thing that I always love doing when there is a conflict, that instead of engaging for too long in a conflict, we simply begin to focus on our own heart, particularly if it appears that the other person is offset and triggered. And so he suggests that you simply go and connect to the heart, the love in you. You enter the kingdom as if, that is within. And then ask your own heart to go over and reach into the heart of the other person, and then hear the answer. Like your heart will hear the answer and will inform you what it is that the other person's heart cannot communicate to the upset one. So you can become a translator simply by hearing what the heart says, because you know there's upset. You might be uncomfortable, but just like the Course in Miracles says, whoever is saner at the time will ask for help, and who else to ask but your own heart, which is really the metaphor for the word Jesus. So here we go. Dedicate your life to beauty. How could I make my day beautiful? How can I go out there and allow God to go with me wherever I go and bless everything that I pass by? And the next one is create for creation, but not for appreciation. Create for creation, create for the fact of creating, which is really that effortless state of being where you're not striving like crazy. You just simply step back and you go, God, how could this serve greater good? So now we are in this not knowing. We're not projecting our limited scope of experience onto God, but we're waiting for this loving Creator help us to create for us. So we're completely out of the way in a way. However, it is the not trying that begins to create. We're made in God's image, and God is a creator. So look at it. Look at the world you see. This is the world of your creation. Because I don't see that world like you do. You don't see the world I do. And they don't see, our worlds either. So it's, we are reflected what is within us. So create for creation, not for appreciation. I don't know if that's the right word, because it was translated from the Slovakian language, but it's more like appreciation or praise. I think praise is much better word, but not for praise. Yes, create for creation, but not for praise. Yeah, like, look what I created. It's like, let it be. Those they'll need to see it will see it. And those encounters are so exquisite. Treat your neighbors openly. Yeah. Basically, just be honest. Say how it is. Don't try to protect. Don't try to hide. The more you open, the more you are open. More transparent, the less vulnerable, less protected one needs to be. Because if spear comes your way, you go, oh yeah, spears. It can go right through me, thank you. But it will not hurt. You let it pass through, and you're not going to be affected by it. If you have armor, then when you hit, the armor will let you know by pain. And then he said, change the past. Yeah? That really means just forgive. Let what happened, let bygones be bygones, let it pass through. Forgive, basically. And we all know that forgiveness is not that much about forgiving someone else. That's the first stage of spirituality or religion. We learn how to forgive. Without that, there is no kingdom of heaven for sure. Yeah. And we realize that all forgiveness is self-forgiveness, and that we are fully responsible for what we see because we magnetize it to us. So imagine you're holding something within you, then someone shows up who will reflect what you hold within yourself, and then you condemn them. Yeah, you can't see what it is that's within you, that it's magnetizing to you this, or even better say, creating this particular reality for you. And then he says, bring something new to the world. Bring something new to the world. How do I do that, Father? God, show me how to bring something new. And what is that? That's an inspiration. I used to do these long retreats, and where they would be all in silence, in the monasteries, and they were just based on sitting quietly, not really trying for anything, just simply being. There'd be no discussion, and most of the day would be just in sitting or walking. And I've done quite a few of those, and every single time I did one would come this very thing. Yeah, this idea of what to do next that would bring somewhat greater good to my creation, to the world that I inhabit, that I experience. The I is not very the capital I, it's just what is my personal life. I'm saying it more like a metaphor, because I'm trying to convey that in that non-striving and no chasing, and in this prayer of quietening the mind, this inspiration, this fresh thought would come in. And sometimes it was very simple. Even like, go and do this particular course, which pretty much changed my life, like big time at that time. Okay? So there were the small things, not necessarily like this vast missions in life, quiet achieving, quiet going alone. But these can come anytime. They can come in a, going for a nice beach walk, and next minute, boom, comes an inspiration. Or going to a forest, often going to a quiet place, or just simply going into the inner solitude, where it's just you and your own heart. Fill the body with love. If we have any metaphors of our visions of Jesus, I guess he walked the world and he was just filled with love. People just could not even handle it. Some got blinded by it. Fill the body with love. And this is actually not so hard to do. So you go, well, how do I fill the body with love? And it's quite simple, because we do need to allow ourselves to be able to feel it, right? So, what do you love in your life? Anything. Could be even your morning cup of coffee, or you love your little walk, or you love your dog, or a kid, or God, or cigarettes, like my sister. She just loves smoking. She was smoking, and I thought, like, my God, she looks like the most enlightened person I've ever seen. Anyway, so fill the body with love. Now, so now that you figured out what it is that you love, it doesn't have to be the greatest thing ever. And can you feel that love that you feel for this thing? It could be maybe just a little glimmer, because we take it for granted as love. Of course I love doing this, but what about, how does it feel when you love it? And I keep feeling this love, and slowly begin to forget what it is that you love, and realize that this loving exists in you, that this love is part of you. And now you feel it more. You say, okay, and then feel it even more, and you virtually allow this love to completely spill itself in you, completely fill you up with light. Yeah, fill body with love, just like Jesus did. God goes with me wherever you go. I mean, what is God if not love? So fill the body with love, and feel it more, and feel it more, and then more. And sometimes you might experience that it's overwhelmingly strong, or too much almost. So with that, just find a little sweet spot. It's like, how much love does feel good in you, so you don't have to feel completely saturated, where you become like slightly drunk. And kind of ignite it. And then, do this as often as you can, and get used to being an oozer, a radiant being that just quietly goes, do its thing, because why? Because you enjoy it. And if it touches somebody, great. And if it doesn't, great. Yeah, there's like no need to do anything. Live simply. Become the energy of love. Yeah, same thing. Become the energy of love. The word energy is the best kind of I could find that would make sense. But that love is not necessarily energy as we know it. Actually, in Course in Miracles, the word energy is used 4 times, I think. Depends which version you have. And it says, and it's used in sentences that are more like, don't waste your energy on inappropriate means, or something like that, or with inappropriate means. So that word energy is, not particularly what love is, but for us, it's probably the closest that we can come to, unless the full revelation of love occurs, which is an experience of unspeakable, untranslatable. If you can talk about it, it ain't it. Let me put it that way. It becomes a brand new thing that happens when you simply die to everything you think you know, no matter how amazing or primitive or holy or unholy, all of it. The whole thought system of Earth is based on separated thinking, since this experience is not of that. That's why Jesus says is, my kingdom is not of this world. And also we know clearly that there are so many different realms. Jesus says God has many mansions. And the next one, love blesses everything. Love blesses everything. One beautiful thing about when that love comes, that is not of this world, that is so profound, it gives of itself. You really don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to go and love somebody. It does it for you. Like I said, creation is effortless, and so is this loving. It just oozes, and those that can actually feel it too will feel it, and that's how it is shared. It's an effortless state of giving. In some books, there are suggestions how to do it, and they can give you little exercises of prayers. But when it comes, it amazes the mind that experiences it, or the being that experiences it, how you don't have to give anything. The love happens. When I was young, I haven't expressed love to someone because I was afraid I'm going to lose them. So I kept saying how much I love them. And then when I really look deeper, I'm like, okay, I'm actually just saying this because I'm afraid I'm going to lose them. That was a big eye-opener. And then when the real love was born from that experience of resigning as my own teacher, was that it really just gives of itself in a way that one cannot possibly imagine, because it's almost like a sun that just keeps shining and radiating in every direction, and you have nothing to do with it. It's almost like it's happening to you. And then he says to the question, how to achieve harmony? The last sentence, he says, where there is love, there is God. Intent to love will bring love, right? Intent to do anything else will bring that. So we don't know really truly how to love, but what we can have is this intent to love, as we have intent to heal. And with this intent, it is given us the how to, or even better, it happens. So, how to achieve harmony? Live simply. Don't hurt anyone. Don't envy. Dedicate your life to beauty. Create for creation, but not for appreciation. Treat your neighbors openly. Change the past. Bring something new to the world. Fill the body with love. Become the energy of love. Because love blesses everything. And where there is love, there is